Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on. This city is in darkness. Our communities are in darkness. And it is only the people who are bold enough to enter into that darkness and to preach hope and to testify a hope. Everything's going to be all right. You know, that hope that pierces the darkness and reminds you the dawn is going to rise. Everything will be all right.
The reason I think it's important that I'm here with Michelle and seeing her life, and she's graciously invited us into her home to meet her family, meet her husband, come to her church, is because the song and the music is in the context of her life and her work and who she is as a follower of Jesus.
As we think about our wellness, as we think about our purpose, as we connect it to me and what God has done. Activism isn't a thing that is just exciting all the time. Actually, the most exciting part is sitting people down and telling them you think you're enemies, but the goal is friendship. The goal of activism is not to defeat the person who is your enemy, but to defeat the force that is making you hate each other. When I pine away to hold my children at night, but I am out literally marching in ice cold winter, truly, I'm giving up something, and it costs something. But oh, what I gain from looking into the eyes of people who would never expect to see someone who loves the Lord also come out and say, the Lord loves justice.
Why we're here, what we're doing. Today is a day of review.
My father and I were pursued, targeted, threatened for 8 months by a militant group of white supremacists who were dead set on killing us. And they told us this in so many ways, electronically. But at the same time, all of us knowing that if you are a member of the subdominant culture, you spend your life under the awareness that racist people want to kill you. And it is a fact that almost dominates your subconscious. Okay. That's like the way that formation is so natural for a spiritual, because the second half of each line is the same. Hold on.
So then me, as someone who's white and Korean American, my musical worship tradition doesn't reflect this calling out to God in the midst of suffering, this repeating truths until my soul rises up and agrees with them. That's not part of my tradition, but it's biblical and I need it.
St. Louis became a hub for the movement towards justice, and specifically speaking out against police brutality and mistrust between civilians and police. And a lot of the old spirituals, the people who have always been accustomed to singing in the civil rights movement and all that, those spirituals were adapted for a new movement for justice. So Hold On is actually one of the spirituals that we've never changed the lyrics. It went from the slave cabin to the streets of Ferguson. The late, sad, weary nights that we experienced embodied those same weary nights when slaves who were aching for their freedom didn't think the sun would ever rise. And that's what the movement in Ferguson is. It is a lot of people experiencing a shared situation of trauma and deciding to hope beyond all of the brutality, beyond all of the media's misrepresentation. We stood in Ferguson, got shot up with tear gas and spat on and called animals, as a group, but we chose to hold on because we know that everything will be all right.
Do not back off. You will be arrested at this time. Do not go back behind the line. You will be arrested at this time.